Hello and welcome to my channel, and today we are filming a book haul. Usually I combine my book hauls with my monthly wrap-ups, but I ended up getting quite a few more books this month than I thought, mostly because we were on a trip to Boston last weekend and we did a little exploring and bookstore hunting. We went to 3 bookstores, and I definitely could have gotten a lot more than I did. Money. Let's jump right into it. I think I have like 13, 14 books here, and one that I know I bought, but I can't figure out which shelf I put it on, so I'll have to look for that later. But the first one is Assassin's Apprentice by Robin Hobb. This is one that I actually ordered online. I didn't end up getting it in the bookstore, but I was planning on doing a read-along with Leanne, whose channel name is completely skipping my mind, but I'll leave her link in the description box if I remember. But I was planning on doing a read-along, and the book for the first book, you were supposed to read along January and February. It's a little late in February for me to start this and assume I'll complete it, but at least I have it on my shelf now because I'm very interested in this series. This has been a very popular series going around on BookTube for a while, and I'm very interested in it. I think it follows Fitz, who is the bastard son of a prince, and he's trying to train to be an assassin. I'm pretty sure. I do know. So it's a series split up into mini-series, so they're all like set in the same world. Most of them follow the same characters, but there is like a set reading order. And this just happens to be the beginning. This next one is one that I've heard so many amazing things about, and it is a very highly anticipated book for myself. So I ended up picking up The Wishing Game. All I really know about this is that it is set around a contest, I believe, by a mysterious author, and our main character is chosen to compete. So I am very intrigued. I have heard that this is very magical and fun and beautiful, and I am so excited, and I really hope that the hype doesn't get to me. Because I really want to love this. This is a definite 5-star prediction, and I can't wait to pick it up. These next two are very different, but I picked them up for kind of the same reason, and that is I love a unique reading experience. I don't know a lot about the books that I read going into them anyway, but I could know absolutely nothing about the book. It could have tropes that I don't necessarily love, and I'll still want to pick it up because it has a unique take to it. The first one being The Grimoire of Grave Fates. This is a YA, and I don't tend to steer a lot towards YA lately, especially YA fantasy, but when I saw this book, it interested me a little bit just because it screams fantasy, and then I found out that each chapter is written by a different author, so that obviously immediately sparked my interest, and I don't think I've been this excited to pick up a young adult book in a long time. This next one is one that I definitely would not have gravitated towards on a normal basis, and I very much debated on just leaving it in the bookstore, but I don't think I would have been able to live with myself if I didn't at least try to read it, and that is Blackouts. So I'm not really sure how to describe this, so I'll read a little bit of the excerpt. Out in the desert, in a place called the Palace, a young man tends to a dying soul, someone he once knew briefly, but who has haunted the edges of his life. Juan Gay. Playful, child lost and found and lost, guardian of the institutionalized. Juan has a project to pass along, one built around a true artifact of a book. Sex Variance, a study of homosexual patterns and its devastating history. And I'm not going to read too far into that, like it does have a whole synopsis. But I don't want to know a lot going into it. What immediately pulled me to this was there are sections in here where it's like completely like blackout poetry, which I love. There are photos in here. I don't know. I'm very excited, and I I hope it's not one of those cases where I pick up something out of my comfort zone and it ends up biting me. But I'm very excited, and I can't wait to let you know what I think of this one. The next one is another young adult, and I have been wanting to diversify my shelves a little bit more, and I've heard this is an amazing book, so I decided to pick up Legendborn. I've heard nothing but good things, even though me and young adult aren't necessarily on the best terms. I want to find my love for it again, so I am very excited to pick this up. I don't know much about this other than everybody is talking about it. Everybody's adoring the series. Well, at least everyone's adoring the first book. I haven't heard a lot about the second one. This next one I got because I pulled it out of a little bit of a spoiler for March's TBR, but I pulled this out of my series jar for the month, so I have to read Vengeful by V.E. Schwab and continue on with the Villains series. I loved Vicious when I read it, and this one it was kind of a last minute I don't want to say last minute, but it's kind of an unplanned sequel. It was a sequel that didn't necessarily have to happen, but that's just the way V.E. Schwab rolls. I know she does this a lot with her series, which is great. I have absolutely no problem with that because I love V.E. Schwab as an author. This one I don't know a lot about. I think we follow mainly new characters, but we do hear from some of the characters in the first book a little bit. I believe that's the plan. The next one, or the next three, are also ones that I plan on reading in March, so you'll hear my thoughts on these very, very soon. And that is Cat Gamer Volumes 1, 2, and 3. This follows a young woman who discovers a stray cat, and in order to help her learn how to take care of him, she uses her skills at gaming. And I've heard amazing things about this series. I've heard that it is cute and comfy and cozy, which is just what I love in my manga series. And obviously with my ABCs of Manga challenge that I'm doing, C falls in March. So yeah, we'll be reading this one. I'm very excited. There are only 3 volumes out currently. I believe the 4th one comes out February 27th in the United States, so I will have to try to get my hands on that. One of the bookstores that I go to, I think I've mentioned on this channel before, but I'm not sure, they always do little blind dates with the book, and they draw photos instead of writing a description. And I always forget to take a photo before I open it because I'm always so excited just to open my new book. But I ended up getting Reckless Girls, which is another one that I've heard I've heard a lot about. I'm not sure if the reception was necessarily positive or negative, so it should be interesting. But I have heard a lot of things about this book. I know it takes place on an island where there are rumors and mystery, and six stunning 20-somethings are about to embark on a blissful, free-spirited journey. So not necessarily one that I would have gravitated towards on my own, but maybe that's a good thing. And then we have The Neverlanders, and obviously I am a sucker for anything set in Neverland or Wonderland or anything like that. This is one that I had my eye on for a little while. I had seen something about it, I think it was on Goodreads as I was scrolling through, and immediately added it to my shelf. And then I saw it at Newbury Comics in Boston for $5, so I thought, why not finally bite the bullet and pick up a short little graphic novel that I know I'm going to love. All I really know about it is that it is set in Neverland, and we follow a fun group of characters. And look at that art style. That is immediately what drew me in. I love fun, bright art styles like this one. So I'm very excited. This one was kind of a cover buy. Well, it was a cover add to my TBR, but I ended up hearing a good amount, or a lot of great things about this book from one of my favorite booktubers. So I picked up The Art of Prophecy, and this one, we're set in this world where there is someone who has lived with the prophecy that they are the chosen one to kill, I think it's Emperor? Oh, just chosen to kill the villain. And then something ends up happening where somebody else ends up completing that prophecy. And it explores the question of where do you go from there? Mainly, my intrigue is this cover. It is gorgeous. It is beautiful. I know the second book is just as gorgeous, but this I'm very, very excited to dive into this. I know it probably won't be for a while with how thick this book is. I also ended up picking up a comic of the Riddler. This one I mainly bought for Benson because I know that they like DC comics. Of course, that one never reads. But I still ended up picking it up, not only for them, but because I do kind of want to, like, I haven't really explored the DC universe, but a lot of DC villains really intrigue me more than Marvel villains. So I do like consuming their content every once in a while. Okay, and I believe those are all of the books that I bought in the month of February, which is it's really not that many when I think about it, but I've officially put myself on a book buying ban, at least until the end of March. I know that doesn't seem like a long time, but we're going away for the weekend again at the end of March, so I might want to, depending on what we do for that weekend, I might want to explore a little bit more of Boston, or maybe go back to the bookstores that I went to this weekend. But I'm officially on a book buying ban unless I pull out something from my series jar or anything like that I have to buy. And of course, Cat Gamer Volume 4, I will need to get that at some point. But other than that, let me know down in the comments if you think there's anything from this stack that I should gravitate towards more than others. And let me know if you've read any of these and what you thought of them. Make sure to like this video if you liked it, and subscribe if you want to hear more from me as well as Benson, who's a frequent member on this channel. I'll leave all of those links down in the description box below, as well as links to my social media if you want to get any more updates from me. But until then, bye!